We start with the absolute oldest. Housed at the Shuttlesworth Collection in the United Kingdom, there is a Blériot 11 that holds the official record for the oldest airworthy airplane in the world. It was built in 1909, just 6 years after the Wright brothers first took flight. To fly this machine today is an act of sheer, unapologetic bravery. It is built entirely of ash wood and canvas held together by piano wire. It is powered by its original 115-year-old 3-cylinder Anzani engine that pumps out a blistering 25 horsepower. It doesn't even have traditional flight controls. Instead of using ailerons to roll the aircraft, the pilot uses a control stick that physically bends and warps the wooden wings, a terrifying technique called wing warping. It has no brakes, no enclosed cockpit, and no modern navigation. The mechanics only fly it on perfectly calm days, but every time its wooden propeller spins up, it is a living, breathing, roaring piece of ancient history. Moving to the golden age of aviation, we have an aircraft that isn't just a flying museum piece, it's still actively out there making money. Introduced in 1935, the Douglas DC-3 completely revolutionized commercial travel. Powered by 2 massive Pratt & Whitney radial engines, it was the first airplane that could fly coast to coast profitably without relying on mail subsidies. But the real secret to the DC-3's immortality is its airframe. In the 1930s, Douglas engineers hadn't quite perfected the math on metal fatigue yet, so instead of making it light, they over-engineered it. They built it like an absolute tank. Because of this unyielding structural strength, the DC-3 is practically indestructible. Nearly 80 years after it first flew, there's still hundreds of them operating today. From hauling heavy mining equipment into the freezing Canadian tundra to dropping supplies onto muddy strips in the Colombian jungle. In the aviation world, there is a famous saying, the only replacement for a DC-3 is another DC-3. Fast forward to 1947 in the Soviet Union. While the rest of the world was designing sleek jet fighters, Russian engineers designed a biplane. Meet the Antonov A-2. Nicknamed the Kukuruznik, or corn crop duster, this massive single-engined aircraft was designed to operate in the harshest environments on Earth with almost zero maintenance. It is powered by a gargantuan 1,000-horsepower Shvetsov radial engine, but its true magic lies in its massive double wings. The A-2 generates so much lift that it has no official stall speed listed in its flight manual. If you fly it directly into a strong headwind, the plane can literally fly backwards over the ground. If the engine dies mid-flight, the pilot doesn't panic, they just pull the yoke all the way back. The leading-edge slats deploy automatically, and the entire aircraft parachutes safely down to the ground at a gentle 25 miles per hour. Because of this idiot-proof engineering, thousands of A-2s are still flying today, moving troops, dropping paratroopers, and delivering cargo all over the globe. You would think NASA, the agency pushing the absolute boundaries of aerospace, would only use the newest, most advanced jets available, but to track modern spacecraft, they rely on 3 heavily modified bombers built in 1953. Originally designed as the Martin B-57 Canberra tactical bomber, NASA transformed these 70-year-old airframes into high-altitude research platforms. They extended the wingspan to an incredible 122 feet, allowing the jet to soar at altitudes exceeding 60,000 feet, so high that the pilots have to wear pressurized astronaut suits just to fly it. Flying high above the weather and commercial air traffic, the WB-57 is outfitted with highly classified electro-optical cameras. Today, these ancient 1950s jets are actively used to chase and film the Artemis moon rockets, track SpaceX Starship launches, and even fly directly through the path of total solar eclipses to capture scientific data. It is the ultimate collision of vintage aviation and modern space exploration. Finally, we end with the oldest active frontline combat jet in the world, the mighty Boeing B-54 Stratofortress. Originally designed over a weekend in a hotel room in 1948, this massive Cold War bomber entered service in 1955. It is a 488,000-pound behemoth powered by 8 Pratt & Whitney turbofan engines. It can carry a staggering 70,000 pounds of guided missiles, smart bombs, or nuclear weapons. During the Vietnam War, it decimated targets during Operation Linebacker, and it continues to provide heavy air support in modern conflicts today. The longevity of this airframe is unprecedented. Today, young U.S. Air Force pilots are flying the exact same physical aircraft that their fathers and even their grandfathers flew decades ago, and the military has zero plans to retire it. The Air Force is currently spending billions of dollars to tear off the old 1960s engines and install brand new Rolls-Royce power plants, along with upgraded radar and computers. With these new upgrades, the B-52 is slated to fly well into the 2050s, meaning this single aircraft design will have actively fought in the skies for an entire century. From a fragile wooden glider bouncing across an English field to an 8-engine Titan dominating the stratosphere, these airplanes are the ultimate survivors. They prove that while aviation technology moves at lightning speed, brilliant engineering is completely timeless. Which of these immortal planes is your favorite? Could you imagine flying a plane held together by piano wire, or flying backwards in a biplane? Let me know down in the comments. If you want to dive into aircraft on the opposite end of the spectrum, check out our video on the 25 most produced fighter jets ever, right here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching Flight King.